In a world where stability can vanish overnight, imagine this. The grid fails, the hum of electricity dies, sirens fall silent. Within hours, store shelves are stripped bare. Now ask yourself, when everything collapses, will you be a survivor or just another statistic? Here's the uncomfortable truth most preppers refuse to accept. It's not the mountain of gear you've hoarded that will save you. It's the wisdom of what you choose and how you use it. Most of what people stockpile will prove absolutely useless when the system collapses. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 7 essentials that truly matter when disaster strikes. No fantasy gear, no hoarding mentality, just pure survival reality. Whether you're facing a blackout, flood, cyber attack, or civil unrest, these are the items and mindsets that will keep you breathing when everything else falls apart. Welcome to Crisis Horizon, where we strip away the noise and focus on real-world survival. If you're serious about preparation and not just collecting gear to feel safe, hit that like button right now and subscribe with notifications on, because the intelligence we share here could be the difference between making it through or becoming a cautionary tale. Let's get into it. When disaster hits, your body's first demand isn't food, it's water. You can survive weeks without eating, but only days without water. Dehydration is swift and absolutely unforgiving. It leads to organ failure, impaired judgment, confusion, and ultimately death. Most people assume the tap will always flow. That's a fragile illusion built on layers of infrastructure: electricity powering treatment plants, chemical deliveries, maintenance crews, pressure systems. Remove just one element and clean water disappears. Water survival comes down to 3 critical components: filtration, storage, and purification. For filtration, you need a portable, high-quality water filter. Brands like the Sawyer Mini, Katadyn, or LifeStraw are field-tested systems that can process thousands of gallons and fit easily into any pack or pocket. A Sawyer Mini weighs just 2 ounces, but can filter up to 100,000 gallons. For storage, invest in large water barrels, water bricks, or food-safe jugs at home. For mobile scenarios, collapsible canteens or bladder systems offer serious volume without the bulk. Plan for at least 1 gallon per person per day. In hot climates, or if you have children, double that. Stored water will eventually run out. Rainwater is your most renewable supply if you're ready to capture it. A simple tarp angled toward a collection barrel, gutter systems feeding into storage containers, or even a garbage bag fashioned into a funnel can collect rain when you're desperate. But every single drop you collect must be filtered and purified. Boiling is the gold standard for purification. Bring water to a rolling boil for 1 minute to kill virtually all pathogens. At higher altitudes, boil for 3 minutes. When fire isn't an option, purification tablets become vital. Iodine tablets, chlorine tablets, or even unscented household bleach in precise ratios. For bleach, use 8 drops per gallon of clear water, 16 drops if the water is cloudy. Mix it, wait 30 minutes, and it should have a slight chlorine smell. Bottled water is a stopgap, not a solution. True resilience comes from mobility, redundancy, and knowledge, the ability to purify and store water anywhere, under any condition. When the grid fails, you lose heat, cooking ability, and sterilization. Cold kills quickly. Hypothermia can set in when temperatures are above freezing, especially if you're wet or exhausted. Your core body temperature drops just a few degrees, and your judgment fails. Fire is more than warmth. It's your ability to cook food, boil water, and sterilize medical equipment. It's also psychological. When everything around you is chaos, fire anchors you. You need multiple ignition sources stored in multiple locations: ferro rods that work when wet, magnesium blocks that burn hot, waterproof matches in sealed containers, and stormproof lighters. Stash these in different places: on your person, in your pack, in your vehicle. But ignition is only half the equation. You need fuel that catches easily: cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly stored in a waterproof tin, dryer lint compressed into small containers, alcohol gel, pine resin, or fat wood. Smart preppers don't just carry a spark, they carry guaranteed ignition. For sustained heat in a shelter, a portable stove is essential. Alcohol stoves or twig-burning camp stoves can keep a small space warm enough to sleep safely. Combine this with thermal emergency blankets or insulated tarps to trap warmth. Practice building fire in adverse conditions: wet wood, low light, when your hands are numb from cold. Muscle memory matters more than gear when you're exhausted and under pressure. The blade that matters is the one you always have on you and know how to use. Blades serve utility, cutting rope, shaping wood, opening containers, preparing food, building shelter, and defense if necessary. You need 3 types of blades. First, an everyday carry folding pocket knife. Look for a strong locking mechanism, easy one-handed opening, and stainless or high-carbon steel. Brands like Swiss Army, Spyderco, or CRKT are reliable. This knife handles 90% of your daily cutting tasks. Second, a fixed blade survival knife. 4 to 6 inches of full tang steel, strong enough to baton wood, skinning game, or heavy-duty cutting. Mora knife and K-bar make excellent options. Third, a quality multi-tool like a Leatherman. Pliers, screwdrivers, saws, scissors, can openers, wire cutters. In urban survival scenarios, this is your best friend for repairs and improvisation. A dull blade is dangerous. Carry a pocket sharpening stone or compact sharpener and learn to use it properly. Practice safe cutting techniques and always cut away from your body. When the system fails, ambulances stop coming. Hospitals overflow and turn people away. Pharmacies are stripped bare within hours.
Minor injuries can become life-threatening when there's no medical system to fall back on. Your medical kit must address 3 critical priorities: stopping blood loss, fighting infection, and managing pain. For blood loss, you need a real tourniquet, a CAT tourniquet or SOFTW tourniquet designed for severe hemorrhage control. Learn to apply a tourniquet one-handed, in the dark, under stress. High and tight on the limb, above the wound. Twist until bleeding stops. For infection control, stock antiseptics like betadine, isopropyl alcohol, and hydrogen peroxide. You need real gauze rolls, serious medical tape, and nitrile gloves. Over-the-counter medications like ibuprofen, acetaminophen, and aspirin become critical. They reduce swelling, manage fever, and buy time for more serious treatment. Sanitation supplies are vital. More gloves, antibacterial soap, alcohol-based hand sanitizer, tweezers, trauma shears, medical masks, and eye protection. In a collapse scenario, infection spreads fast. Hygiene is your first line of defense. All of this gear is useless without training. Learn how to clean and dress wounds, recognize signs of infection and splint fractures. Take a Stop the Bleed class and print out medical guides in waterproof sleeves. When the grid goes down, darkness becomes a genuine threat. It hides dangers, erodes your senses, and breeds panic and poor decisions. Your primary flashlight needs to be compact, rugged, and reliable. 800 lumens minimum, fully waterproof, impact resistant. Brands like Surefire, Olight, and Phoenix are built for crisis situations. You need USB-powered flashlights paired with portable solar panels or crank chargers. Combine these with a high-capacity power bank, and you have weeks of light without needing the grid. Your light needs multiple modes: high beam for maximum visibility, low beam for conserving battery, and a red light mode. Red light preserves your night vision and reduces your visibility to others. Headlamps provide hands-free lighting for building shelter, cooking, performing first aid, and navigating. Look for adjustable brightness and rechargeable batteries. Practice using your lighting in realistic conditions. Navigate in total darkness, practice signaling, and learn to move without blinding yourself. In a true collapse, someone is coming for what you have. They're hungry, desperate, and convinced you have more than them. Law enforcement is gone or overwhelmed. You must make a choice: look like prey or become unapproachable. Depending on your location and local laws, legal weapons might include firearms, tactical batons, or crossbows. The specific type matters less than your ability to use it effectively under pressure. Train regularly and understand how it functions. Deterrence tools can buy you precious seconds. Bear spray reaches up to 30 feet and stops threats instantly. Personal alarms emit ear-splitting sounds. Strobe flashlights disorient attackers and destroy their night vision. Home defense requires layers. Solar-powered motion lights eliminate hiding spots. Physical obstructions slow down approach routes. Reinforced doors with multiple locks and security film on windows prevent easy break-ins. How you carry yourself sends signals. Alert, calm, and confident people get second-guessed by predators. Visible warning signs create doubt, like protected by alarm system, beware of dog, surveillance in use. A trusted neighbor or mutual aid agreement with nearby families creates a network that's harder to threaten than individuals. Understand the legal and ethical weight of every decision regarding protection. Know your local laws about self-defense and avoid unnecessary escalation. The goal is deterrence and escape, not confrontation. You can have the best gear in the world, but if your mind collapses under pressure, none of it matters. Panic, fear, and confusion are the real enemies in a survival situation. Mental resilience starts with situational awareness. Constantly read your environment. Body language, street behavior, noise levels, animal movement. Survivors spot patterns. They notice what changes, what repeats, and what disappears. Build stress inoculation into your life now. Take cold showers, sleep outside with minimal gear, go without your phone for a full day, skip electricity in your home for 24 hours, fast for a day. Controlled discomfort now trains your mind to stay calm when discomfort becomes real. Learn emotional regulation under pressure. The best survivors aren't emotionless, they're emotionally disciplined. They pause before reacting. A simple mental mantra can ground you. Pause, breathe, observe, decide. You need purpose. Your why becomes your anchor. Protecting your family, returning home, proving to yourself you won't quit. Whatever it is, write it down and make it your armor against despair. Finally, acceptance. Collapse changes all the rules. The longer you deny reality, the longer you stay frozen. When something goes wrong, immediately ask yourself, what's my move? This forces action. Here's the gut check question. If you had only seconds to grab one item from these 7 essentials, which one would it be? The blade, the water filter, the flashlight, the protection? Or would you grab nothing because you know the resilient mind is the only thing that truly matters? Your answer reveals your priorities and your weaknesses. These 7 essentials, water, fire, blades, medical basics, tactical lighting, protection, and the resilient mind, are the foundation that separates survivors from statistics. Survival isn't about rigid gear lists. It's about logic, scenario planning, and honest self-assessment. In our next video, we're covering the 5 ways your bug-out bag can fail and how to fix it before it costs you everything. If this video changed how you think about preparation, hit that like button, subscribe to Crisis Horizon for real-world survival intelligence, and drop a comment telling me which of these 7 essentials would you grab first and why. Stay prepared, stay rational, stay alive.